basketball go. So I just thinking about things, and thinking about the things that we don't like, or we dislike, or we loathe, or what we hate. One of the words that I don't really like using much. Hate is such a strong word. It's kind of on that vibrational frequency of fear and pain and things like that. Certain words we use put our minds in certain places. But I think about the polarity of push and pull, and the universal order, and people trying to enslave people, or all these different entities and governmental societies that try to overthrow the people, or try to subjugate the people. And the first thing you think of when you think of a bully is to try to fight a bully. Comes a point in time where you do have to crush the bully's fists so that they can no longer do battle with you. But it's really all about love. Why waste time fighting something that you hate? Just like why spend time or waste time complaining about something that you can or cannot fix? You'll never know until you try. So that's one of the things I'm thinking about. Do we fight fire with fire? Do I bring do I bring more heat than the dragon fight, as Drake would say? So it's like, do we really want to go to war with these people and play their games by their rules, or do we want to create our own world and create our own games with our own rules and live freely? The only way that they can continue to control us and subjugate us is if we continue to not pay attention, not live on purpose, to continue to be distracted by, worldly things and side conversations and things like that. We like to have fun and whatnot and all these different things. Oh. So I'll have to fix this. Found a red stool. Yeah, I normally don't grab used stuff, but trying to build a feng shui in my room. I'll get around to cleaning it, wiping it down with some bleach and vinegar and all that stuff. Again, I've always been a very sanitary person. Something I probably could have picked up at a garage sale for a couple bucks. That's the good thing about living in these types of neighborhoods and not apartment buildings and things like that. When you stay in these little, I guess you would say, well-off sort of, people have a lot of garage sales and things like that. But yeah, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I'm outside in this good morning, afternoon sun with a sweater on nonetheless. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. We think that we have to fight each other, or we think we always have to pull someone's card and debate them. Indeed, there's a time and place for everything. When I think back on when I first left Miami and moved up to Broward County, which is a couple miles away, I thought about all the new, me leaving behind all the friends that I had and all the new people I met and all the bullies that I came across. That ended up bowing to me and wanting to befriend me in the long run, and I'm still friends with them to this day. Never necessarily had to, go to war with them or, fight with them, a test of strength every now and then as playful 12-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 20-year-olds slap boxing and things like that. But yeah, indeed, people that were considered neighborhood playboys and neighborhood thugs and, the bullies of the school, the cool kids, especially me being an outsider. Most of them been around each other since elementary and middle school, and then I come around and, some people met me and was like, you have a famous name. Like, I never heard a name like that before. Some people want to crack jokes and things like that, but spirit reveals itself. It puts people in certain situations where, they're forced to see you drive away as they're getting rained on early in the morning on their way to school. So, karma works in its certain ways. Let me not get into telling all these stories and all these things I still remember, and how funny karma works, and how, you know, certain people are not even here anymore because they came across the wrong people. But you know, it's not necessarily us having to do war with each other. Again, there's always going to be good and evil, light and dark, yes, no, I hate you, I love you, man and woman. It's duality. It's the whole purpose of everything. It's the singularity. It's, you think you're being selfish for whatever reason, or you think you're being selfless or whatever reason, but everything you do comes back to you. Whatever you do to a person comes back to you. Whatever you do to a place. If you're an artist and you tag a place, whatever you do to a place, it comes back to you. So that's all we just have to remember. Even trees, they're living. Trees are living organisms. You know, they live on this planet with the animals and the humans and the germs as well. So many things to maintain. We shouldn't spend time fighting with each other. That's the hard part. The easier, and even sometimes the harder thing to do is to love each other and move past all this stuff that try to, you know, that the powers that be try to use to divide us and separate us and things like that. You know, you were given a cell phone, which, you know, I think of as the Prometheus flame. You could either use it to, you know, again, people are walking around running businesses on their phone. And they're freeing their families up from generational curses and generational traumas and things like that. So, you know, but then you have some people that's literally hanging themselves on social media 15, 18 hours a day. Not promoting themselves, not doing anything at all. They're just liking, commenting, and posting selfies. But yeah, that's it. Do we really have to go to war with these individuals? Yeah, when they go too far, but really it's better to just work with what you can work with. It's easier, and it's better to spread love. You know, again, I give that analogy of me growing up and, you know, moving, and people that, you know, I would have perceived to been enemies, or people that would have been perceived to be opposers or bullies or people that I had to fight against. They were actually swayed, and they come to my side when, you know, I started cracking jokes and I started saying funny words and I started being outgoing and things like that. So it's not always that you have to fight people. Sometimes people just need understanding. They need counsel. They need therapy. Maybe even a physical, spiritual, or mental release. Me, myself, I'm going to be traveling again soon. I'm going to keep speaking into existence. I literally have flight tickets saved in my email. And then I've also been looking at cruises as well, like 4 or 5 day cruises and things like that. So yeah, there's going to be some traveling. It's definitely going to be some cruises I'm going to be going on as well. Not sure how much walking I'm going to be doing. I'm pretty sure once I get to New York, I'm going to be walking through all 5 boroughs. Definitely walking the Brooklyn Bridge. But yeah, man, that's what I'm going to spend, you know, pretty much the latter half of the year doing. I'm not going to spend all my time on social media and fighting with the so-called Illuminati at NWO. Like women walking around in bondage. They know what they're doing. Don't make excuses, and don't try to play games when the masses come for you, or a man doesn't want to marry you because you're walking around in a bonnet. I'm not gonna explain how that's lying to people. I'm not gonna explain how that is an illusion of sorts. But I mean, I thought that was something that was supposed to be used in the shower. Like, why are we out in public and taking business meetings and, you know, all these different places with friggin' bonnets on? One thing that I had someone check me for, and this was dating older women, back when I was dating older women in my mid-20s. Man, I used to sit in restaurants with my shades on. She or they used to always correct me about having my shades on indoors. Yeah, didn't really think about it back then as deeply as she may have thought, may have been thinking about it back then. And now I'll probably be able to out debate her over a table of lunch to let her know that, listen, bro, to each his own, bro. If you have to change yourself to marry somebody, then you shouldn't have to marry them, or they shouldn't have to change. And that is pretty much where you want to go with it. It's flow, man. It's not fighting against things so much. It's just letting things happen, and maneuvering with the energies and the situations around you. That's all. Most people won't understand, but most people are distracted, and most people don't pay attention anyway. So again, do something that most people aren't willing to do, so you can spend your whole life doing things other people won't be able to do. Talking about swimming. What happens when the world floods? People don't already know how to swim now. When it's time to know how to walk on water, what you gonna do? Drown. But anyways, that's enough for me. Time to head back in the room. Enjoy me some good old spirits. Trying something new today. Yellowtail. Some Yellowtail smooth red. I was on some sangria a few days ago. Today I figured I'd try something new. So let you guys know how it go, right? Anyways, be safe.